Good morning, beautiful spirit. Abel AUM here from Abel Spirit to Me. Aham Abel AUM. I am a breathing spirit. Aham Prema. I am loving consciousness. So Ham Hansaha. That I am that. Swaha. I surrender. And I surrender all judgments. Welcome back to the channel. It's only been a couple of days, but I am feeling highly motivated lately, and I want to talk about a particular uh, thing that happens to all people, spiritual aspirants and otherwise, and that is when you find yourself in a funk, when you find yourself not able to pull yourself out of this lethargy, this lack of motivation, just trying to get by, general depression, isolation, all these things that you do to yourself when life is not going the way that you want it to. You feel like you're just stuck doing Groundhog Day. I don't even know how many times I said in 2024, I'm in Groundhog Day, just trying to get by, just trying to handle my responsibilities. So today, I want to talk about where that comes from and how to get out of it, okay? So again, welcome back to the channel. I'm really happy that you're here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below or email me at rectorarendale@gmail.com. So let's begin. I want to just mention that part of getting yourself out of this funk is to recognize that it is the ego that is putting you there in the first place. Now, that being said, I'm not picking on anyone. I'm not picking on you, and I'm not picking on myself. It is just that judgment of a situation or another person is what causes us to have feelings about that person or the situation. So these are some things that we can do to appease the ego and change the judgment one small little step at a time. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Everything that is large in life takes time and effort over time, consistency to make a drastic change. So just like the last video, small things that can make a dramatic change over time, that's what this is about as well. So you are in a funk. You have no energy, you have no enthusiasm, you want to isolate yourself because you don't want to interact with anyone else's energy, and you also don't want to be judged. Let's talk about how to get out of that. The ego does not see a clear solution to this Groundhog Day, this day in and day out, do the grind. I'm going to work. I don't love my job. I am coming home to my family. I don't love being with them either. I'm not saying myself right now, but obviously we do have these emotions sometimes. You want to isolate yourself. You want to be by yourself all the time. And you don't know why. Maybe you're coping with these feelings with alcohol. That certainly was the case for me all last year. I mean, I lost my previous job. I think it was February, and then I had to go back to the job I'm in right now. But I was not happy about losing my job. It felt like a failure. It felt like a loss, and I was coping with coming back and just doing the grind. And I was drinking a lot more than I should have, to be honest with you. I was drinking like, maybe 6 drinks every night, and pretty much no matter who you ask, that's a little bit excessive. And it was really hard for me to even imagine going a single day without alcohol because the emotions of being stuck in Groundhog Day, being stuck in the grind, not loving going to work, not loving coming home, wanting to be by myself, watching TV, watching Netflix, binge watching things just to make the time go by so I can move on to the next day. If you guys can relate to that, this is how we get out, okay? In my opinion, the first thing that you need to do, besides recognizing that you are in this place right now of general dissatisfaction, you need to find something that you are currently doing that is allowing you to cope with the feelings that I just described, and we have to find an alternative, okay? So for me, obviously, it was alcohol. And specifically, I live in Washington State, and the alcohol that I was drinking was a IPA, and they're very expensive. One 6-pack of this IPA was like $12 or $13. So imagine I'm drinking $13 worth of alcohol every single day. Now, it may not sound like a lot at first, but it adds up a lot, and I'm spending hundreds of dollars a month on alcohol alone. I love the idea of building wealth and abundance, and part of that is not being wasteful. And I could look around me and say, oh, we're spending this much money on food as a family, we're spending this much money on toys as a family, etc. But in reality, I'm wasting a ton of money on something that allows me to just barely cope. Now, I'm going to point out, I'm not telling you to stop this thing entirely. What I'm telling you is that you want to abstain from that thing until you achieve a small attainable goal and then use it as a reward instead. So for me, I didn't stop drinking alcohol. What I did do is I came up with a system that I have to abide by, and I abstain from alcohol for the days that it takes me to achieve this small goal, and then I'm allowed to indulge on the day that I achieve this goal. Last time I did this, it took 6 days of abstaining before I reached my goal, and then I was allowed to drink. And now I am on my 5th day of not drinking every day, and I have not achieved this next goal, but I am achieving it slowly. So let me give an example. For me, I'm trying to cut down in body fat because I was gaining a lot of weight in my last job. And even though I have been fasting a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a 24-hour fast is basically standard given. That's not even an option for me. Now, skipping a day and doing a 48-hour fast, that is what I have been doing for months now. But I've been drinking alcohol on the days that I was not eating. And if you drink 6 drinks that are IPAs, they're like 200 calories or more each, you're getting a lot of calories. So my weight loss was not changing. So that's another thing that I want to point out. A lot of the times we get in this little funk because we have goals that we set for ourselves that we are not attaining. Me, I set this goal for losing weight and it wasn't happening anymore. I came down from 220 pounds down to like 190, and I stayed at 190 for 2 or 3 months, and that's because of the alcohol. So just a couple weeks ago, this new pattern of abstaining from alcohol and rewarding myself when I attain my next goal, I'm seeing results. I'm seeing results in money because I'm not buying alcohol nearly as much, and I'm seeing results in weight loss because I'm not eating all those calories or drinking all those calories. And more so, I'm allowed to eat every day again. Not that eating every day is something that you really want to do. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But my point is, just a slight change in my lifestyle makes a dramatic difference. And the reason being is that it builds momentum. It builds self-worth. When you know that you set yourself to a goal that consistently supplies results that you can be proud of, that is the key to getting yourself out of a funk. And you might find that your consciousness level, your awareness, what you think about and how you think about changes. So the most important thing is to recognize that whatever funk you're in because your ego got you there. And all you have to do is change one small thing. When I first recognized this, I told myself, okay, well, like in the past when I took the breatharian workshops, I stopped eating anything for like the whole week. I didn't drink alcohol, I didn't eat any food, and a lot of it was dry fasting as well, so you're not drinking anything. And then when you come out, you've broken all these habits and you can just continue. But I didn't feel the motivation to do a week-long fast to break these habits. So instead, I just changed one little thing. I chose not to drink every day, to give myself a very small goal, like lose 1 pound, lose 2 pounds, doesn't matter. Small goal, tangible, easy to accomplish. And then when you accomplish that, you indulge, and then you repeat. So over time, and it might take weeks, but let me ask you this. If you save $200 or $300 a month for, let's say, 4 months, and you lose 30 pounds over 4 months, and because you're not drinking, you've come out of the funk. You no longer feel like you're stuck in Groundhog Day because you know you're making accomplishments, you're making goals, you're achieving them, you're building self-worth and momentum. Then who's to say that you haven't changed your whole life in just 3 or 4 months? And it goes on and on from there. You never know what other kind of wonderful new habits you're going to put into your life. And I'm not going to tell you what that should be, But this is how you get yourself out of a funk. And you have to recognize you're in one first, and then find just one thing, not 5 things that you're doing that you shouldn't do and you want to change. One thing, and then find one alternative that you can do and measure, measure, measure. I recommend measuring your progress every single day. For me, it's my weight, but it also is saving money. I can literally look at the days and say, okay, I didn't spend $13 today. Multiply that times the 6 days it took me to reach my goal, and I've made a lot of money in that week. You can do that with things like meditation. People want to meditate and they don't think that they can do it, so they don't even try. Well, maybe try meditating for 1 minute the first day, and then 1 minute the next day. Try doing that for 6 days and see how you feel after meditating for only 6 minutes that week. And then you can slowly build it up. That's neither here nor there. I'm just giving examples. But this is how you get yourself out of a funk. When you do not feel grateful for anything, you do not feel like you have a life worth living, you're stuck in a life that you didn't want, and you don't know how you got there or how to get out. This is how. That's all I've got for today. If you guys have any questions or comments, please send them down below, or you can always write to me at rectorarondale@gmail.com. Please like, share, subscribe if you liked the video, and until next time, I am loving, I love, and I love you. Be well. You know I will. Thanks.